Hi, my name's Sam Bradley and I'm running for Doña County Commission District 4. I came to the park today to walk my dog and enjoy some of this beautiful southern New Mexico weather. While I'm here, I want to talk to you about a couple of things that might seem unrelated. The first is economic development, and the second is civic engagement. The third, kind of side topic, is coffee. You see, on my way to the park today, I would have loved to have stopped at a local coffee shop and got a cup of coffee to enjoy while I was walking my dog at the park. But in District 4, we can't do that. District 4 is the largest of the county commission districts. The boundaries, not quite that smooth, but if you imagine standing at the corner of I-25 and Loman, kind of a dangerous place to stand, so just imagine it. District 4 is everything north and east of there, approximately. There's some wavy boundary lines. So we are lucky enough to have 4 coffee shops in our district. Here's the problem. Every one of them is a Starbucks, and every one is located right on the edge of our district. So we have one at Sonoma Ranch and Baton Memorial. There's one at Commerce and Telshore. There's one inside Target. And then just about 100 yards away, there's one right there, let's call it Nacho and Loman. So what does this suggest to you? This suggests that these coffee shops are set up to catch you on your way to work or your way home from work if you live in District 4. It's not the kind of community place where we would sit and talk about ideas. And I think that's really important. And I'm just going to use coffee as an example to show you how I think economic development is really important for District 4 in a certain way and what that has to do with civic engagement. So what do I mean by civic engagement? Are you registered to vote? Voting is the simplest form of civic engagement. If you're not registered to vote, please go to nmvote.org and register to vote with the Secretary of State. If you are not 100% sure that you're registered at your current address, again, nmvote.org. It takes maybe 2 minutes and you can guarantee that you're registered to vote at the right address. All right, so there's voting. And if you pay attention, we struggle to get enough people to vote. That's the first step in civic engagement. But we want people to be more invested in their communities. Everything from the stop signs to the speed limits to property taxes. So many of the things that affect your daily life are impacted by local government. People love to follow national and international politics, but it's local government that affects your day-to-day life. So what's another form of civic engagement to get you more involved in your community? You could write a letter, make a phone call to one of your elected representatives. See, that's a much more active form of civic engagement than just voting. Maybe you want to get involved with a campaign. It's a great way to meet people. And it's what motivated me to want to run for this office, was speaking to so many people who live in District 4 and hearing again and again that they felt that their voices weren't being heard. Make your voices heard and learn what your neighbors think. And then finally, I'd love for you to one day decide you want to run for office. It's hard to get much more engaged civically than running for office. Now, what does that have to do with coffee? Well, a lot of ideas are hatched at coffee shops. When I have a meeting for my campaign, when I want to just meet with a friend and talk about a movie I saw, book I read, the issues of the day, it's often done at a coffee shop. Now, you can do that at a nationally owned coffee shop. And we need nationally owned businesses here. There's nothing wrong with that. But we also need locally owned businesses because see, here's the difference. When you go to Starbucks, sure, there are employees, they're local. They work here, they get paid, they spend their money here. But it's a publicly traded company. Their stock matters. So a lot of that money has to leave Doña County and go into the pockets of shareholders all over the world who may not even know New Mexico's a state. Now, how do we contrast that with a local coffee shop? Well, with a local coffee shop, the owner or owners probably live right here in Doña County. So their profits stay here. The owners own a house, maybe live in an apartment. In either case, there's property tax paid in Doña County that help our roads and a lot of other initiatives. So every dollar that's spent at a local coffee shop has a multiplier effect because those dollars stay in Doña County, get spent again in Doña County, and your $1 at a coffee shop locally goes a lot farther than at a national chain. So when I talk about economic development for District 4, I'm not just talking about new businesses. It's not just about jobs. It's about local businesses started by local entrepreneurs. And where are those ideas going to be hatched? Well, maybe at a coffee shop. And it would be amazing if there were a locally owned coffee shop where I could go right now after walking my dog and get a cup of coffee. But I simply can't. That's the reality. So I'm asking you, make sure you're registered to vote, get involved, and maybe think about opening a business and look into how the Doña County government can help you. Thank you for your time. My dog's getting a little impatient, so I'm gonna go play with her. Thank you. This message brought to you by the campaign to elect Sam for 4, Mike Scanlon, Treasurer.